if you want to get to self, then the ultimate way is get to know thyself. And that's just the best way to say it. I don't think there's any better way. If you can just drop all of your beliefs and get to know who is that person beyond your beliefs. That's where, the magic will lie. This is the journey. The journey of spirituality is the journey within the self. Yeah.
Nice. Cool. So I got a different question is, what is love? And you can answer that.
Nah. What is love? I think, if you remember, I was talking about my story from the beginning. What is love? Everybody's trying to describe what love is. But love, I think love is so great that I couldn't describe it, but I would say love is more of the essence of the words that describe the feeling of what I'm saying. Words could never describe the feelings, the senses beyond words, because there's so much life in touch, there's so much life in taste, so much life in hearing and smell, but those are all individually different, so when you try to grasp what love is, I would say love is harmony, and harmony doesn't always look beautiful. It doesn't always feel good, but it is harmony. It's a balance. It's an equality, and it's a fluid motion. And that's how I would like to describe love.
Nice. How I would describe love is when we think of love, at least in the West, it's like relational love, or just like me and this other person love, or something in my external field, and that's triggering in me love. It's triggering as a symbol, as love. When you get past that, it's not coming from the outside, it's coming from the inside through a practice of concentration, and you enter into your heart space, or if you find a guru or a religious, and you find a deity or God that you can open up to and keep opening up and use it as a tool to open yourself up through love. Love is basically acceptance. You're unconditionally accepted for whatever you are and whatever rises, everything that manifests, you accept it as the manifestation of God. That is something in Sanskrit called prema. That is the highest love of just realizing that this love, this ocean of love, is your being and is everything else. It is everyone, and everyone is in this ocean of love, and that's how it's all interconnected. You can call consciousness energy, you can call it even love. Love is the basis of where everything sprouts out of. Now that's on one level of dimension. People say that it's the whole thing that holds every single dimension, that if you see what God is, it's love. If you see what yourself is, it's love. Just unconditionally accepting everything, where you don't have to push away anything, you don't have to pull anything and just saying that I want this. You love it and you just want what's best for it. And through that love, you merge, you accept, and you get this oneness feeling. And that is what I have perceived as love. It's a soul thing. So, I got a question on how do you surrender? So, you went first last time, so I'll go.
No, I want to go first.
You're messing up my system.
Nah, I gotta go first.
Go first. How do you surrender?
How do you surrender?
How do you surrender?
Yeah. Okay, so, look, so, why I stole his flame on this one, because I remember one time I was driving in the car and I was like screaming to myself. Not like screaming like, ah, not like that. But like, this is the right way. This is the right path. Da da da. It's like motivational. So, how do you surrender? It was like, you have to let go of your desires. You have to let go of what you believe you need to survive. When you go to work you go to work so you can pay your bills, so you can have food, so you can go vacation, this money thing. It's like you feel like you need those things. Everything you think you need air, or you need like your lungs to breathe. Or I don't know a better example, but we feel like we need everything. Of course you need your lungs, but like we feel like we need a mind to survive on our breath.
Mm-hmm.
But if we're never thinking about breathing, it's just naturally happening. And this is how the gift of God is. We don't need anything. And the more that we let go of money, like working to thinking we need to survive, thinking that we need to buy all these materialistic things, thinking that we need sex to gratify us, thinking that we need drugs to get us to these higher states, the further that we let go of these and we allow ourselves to become one, and just in the state, in the being of the now, this is where the magic is. This is where the beauty is. This is where we can really let go. It's like you say, how do I let go? Just stop caring. How do I stop caring? Stop investing in it. Like, I just drink beer on the weekends. Just stop drinking beer on the weekends. Stop buying it. Just stop buying it. But I enjoy it. Yeah, you enjoy it, but that's not a sacrifice. That's not surrendering. You haven't really looked at the self and said, is this what I truly want? See, if you don't know what it's like to let go completely, then you don't know what it's like. It's like, that's how it was for me for giving up meat. I was very strong in the spirit for a long time, but once I gave up meat, once I stopped eating milk, dairy, I'm vegan. So once I stopped, it was like I was able to see how much I was not spending time on investing in how I was observing my foods, what I was consuming. It just opened up a new door. And just like that, I thought that I knew because I was eating meats. I felt comfortable. I thought that this was right. But then once I let go, I was crying. I thought I was gonna... I knew I would be okay because my girlfriend was vegan. I knew I would be okay, but I was just getting skinnier, and I was like, whoa, it's actually kind of cool because for the first time I'm experimenting with this, I'm getting to see what the real me is. No one's telling me this. This is me. And I think that's the ultimate surrender, the ultimate let go. When you know no one can tell you, you are the experiment, But really, it's also like a cleansing experiment because it's not negative energies that we're surrendering to. That's a key thing. You could surrender to money. That's not going to help you. You could surrender to many things, but you have to surrender to the Most High's gifts, the gifts that you are naturally blessed with. We don't need man-made illusions. We have things to offer. So, yeah. Let go of these man-made illusions and learn to love yourself. To be alone in a room, like, you know, you see those movies where they got the people in the prison cells and stuff, or just imagine like I Am Legend. Imagine being in the world by yourself. You wouldn't go crazy. Only a crazy person would go crazy because they weren't content with themselves. See, the beautiful human does not need anyone else because they know that they are one with everything. And we don't need anything. But it's these attachments, it's these things that people have made us think that we need to survive that has had us held down, captivated in the lower self. And now we must free that self.
So, what
Go ahead, Steve. Go ahead, dog. This is just the beginning. Y'all ain't ready.
What I have perceived as...
Let me get warmed up.
Suffering. What I have perceived as... Not suffering. Surrender. What I have perceived as surrender is... There's many aspects to surrender. We're basically surrendering who we think we are. Our egos, our identity, to this higher self that we all are. That's one aspect of it. That is realizing yourself through self-surrender. Surrendering any opinions you have on the world, any kind of concepts and beliefs you have on the world. It's surrendering that. This is the final surrender. It's the surrendering the surrenderer. When you get to that place and trying to realize who I am is, surrendering yourself to I am, you realize who you are, and it's pretty godly. Because then you can reflect it back. So the reflection of godly. What I got with this was when people are in religions and they find, of course, a deity or a god or a Jesus or a guru or a being of light. There's these beings that come to earth or just manifest up, and they're ready, their karma is ready for this enlightenment, this enlightening experience. And they come and you can open up to them because they right now are a doorway to God. They are what we can become. A doorway to God, a one with God, a merging with God. And when you love these beings and you open up to them and you surrender to them, you say, you take care of my whole life. You take care of everything. You have built me through my DNA. You realize that God plays through everything, even yourself. So when I say, I am godly, God is playing right through myself. Myself even talking is an aspect of God. It's a manifestation of God. Every single dirty thought, every single good thought you have is a manifestation of God. Surrendering isn't pushing away all the dirty and bad stuff. What it is accepting it and then throwing it into the fire with yourself, with the acceptance.
Definitely.
That's what surrender is. You can't just push it under the rug. You have to embrace. That's what surrender is a part of. Accepting, embracing, and then offering it to God. Now that's how you do it when you don't know yourself. Right now, mainly people, they don't know themselves. We're still attached to our identities. So while we don't know ourselves, we become the servants of God. We serve God, we open up to God, we surrender to God. And through that mercy, we're fertile for grace, and we get the merging of God, pretty much. The oneness with God. There's a quote that Hanuman said. He said, when I don't know myself, I serve you. When I know myself, I am you.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what you get through surrender. You have to surrender yourself. You have to die. You have to transform. And it's not, you can't say it's good or bad. It's all of it in between. It's everything. You can't say it's good to transform or bad to transform. It is the rising of consciousness. It's the experience. But when you're with God and you surrender with God, you do feel that bliss when you surrender.